It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today we're going to be talking about the new Radiant Shards. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this, and you may have an understanding of at least what they are, but I wanted to cover them and at least my recommendation and guides to how you can get them as fast as possible. And there's two big reasons, and I'll go over that in a moment. The biggest thing that I think is going to be your best farming method is going to be the balloon. Here's two reasons why. The balloon is something that you can speed up. So it's something that you can say, you know what, this is how long I'm going to send the balloon, this is how I'm going to speed it up. And that's something that's going to be helpful and beneficial to you. Now, as you can see, I have 257 right now. I've been spending them, and I'll show you what I'm spending them on and how I'm spending them. But when you go here to the change mode, you can see that in Story 5, they are there. Story 3, they are not. Story 4, they are not. Story 6, they are. So why did I choose 8 out of all of them? Because I could do Story 5, and I could do the grinding from there. And that is an option. However, the biggest reason I chose 8 was that I want time jumpers right now, too. And I want the medium toppings. So if you go to 7, you can still get medium toppings and rainbow shards. And if you go to 6, you can go to medium toppings and rainbow shards. And if you go to 5, you just get rainbow shards. So, if you want to grind specifically just rainbow shards, come down to 5. It's 3 hours. You can collect that 7 times in one day. If your balloon is upgraded enough to go at that speed, yours might be a little bit slower or a little bit faster, depends on where you're at in the game. But the main thing is that is collectible many, many times and easy to go through. So that's a really good grinding spot if you just want the shards. Now, for me, I'm still really, really trying to grind up some toppings, so I need to be in these later things. And I probably don't need the time jumpers so badly right now, but they're good in certain instances. So since I know I'm at a good point right now, I needed them yesterday, but I don't need them right now, I'm going to change from World 8 down to World 6. So every 4 hours, I can collect rainbow shards and potential medium toppings. So that's going to be amazing. And it's only 19 stamina to do so. But here's what I'm saying. If you have the speed ups, you can come in here. You can pay gems if you really want to. But I would recommend using the speed ups first if you've got them. Or if you can get them, which you should be able to get them at least every day, here and there. So the balloon is my first recommendation for rainbow shard grinding. Now if we go to the actual storage, and we go to the currency, which is the rainbow shards. My apologies, they're actually not in there. They are only in this area. If we go here and we go to this point, you can see that the Tree of Wishes, the Fountain of Abundance, the Balloon Dock, the Metal Shop, and then the packages. So, and the Seaside Market. Now here's the thing. The Seaside Market, you can't speed up, but you can get it there. And that's good. You can get about 50 to 60 there if you have the resources to trade. You're trading rarities to do so. That's an option, and I'm doing it because I want to grind them as fast as possible, but that's an option. If you don't have rarities to spare to do that, you can get them in the metal shop. The thing is, in the metal shop, they cost 300 metals for each 100 that you get. So it's a good conversion, pretty good conversion, but the thing is, it's going to cost. So you have to wait after each rotation to get more of them, and that means you also have to be winning PvP mode to be getting more medals, because if you're not winning, you're not getting medals. And so take that into consideration too. So if we go back to here and we look at the cost of them in other places, you can get them in the fountain. You can't speed up the fountain. If you wait the entire time until it's maxed out, you get about 80 to 100, depending on your production rate, depending on the upgrades you have. So that's a good spot to get them. Not very fast, but it's a good spot. And then the Tree of Wishes, you can only claim them in the chests. And so as you can see, this burning event, I can get 150 for getting the third chest unlocked and done. So the tree's a good thing you should be doing every day anyway, but that's only going to help your rainbow shards as well. But the fastest place to grind them is in the balloon area. So the balloon is it's the best spot to grind them out if you really need them. And right now, I recommend you need them. And here's why. So the two reasons. One, the slots down here, you have to unlock them with rainbow shards. As you can see, as you unlock more, they are more expensive as you go. The same rings true for the statue upgrades. It takes more and more each time, both in rarities and rainbow shards. So when the two important things to note here is the slots here, they are free to play friendly in the sense that you can just level up 5 cookies and just have slots down here unlocked to have cookies share the level of your lowest level cookie, which if all 5 of them are 70, you're going to have everyone share 70 level. The thing is, you still have to upgrade skill powders for the cookies on their own that are not the level 70, but that's okay. At least you're sharing power. And after a lot of data calculations, the level 70 cookies are at a major difference than the level 60 cookies. I thought it was only going to be a specific upcrease based on what we've seen in the past. I was wrong, and that's okay. I'm okay with being wrong because then I can get the correct data and give that information to you all. So it's about a 20% power increase across the board, whether it be HP, attack, or defense, about average collectively for all cookies. So everyone got a buff, every single person that gets up to level 70. It's not going to be wasted on anybody. Obviously, pinpoint the cookies you want to work with first. I highly recommend if you're a newer player or a mid-game player, pick one team, get them to level 70. Focus on that team. Don't worry about changing with meta. Don't worry about falling out. Because if you get one team up to 70, you're going to be in a much higher competing mode than most people. And if you make it a guild battle team, then if you're in a good guild, you'll be getting those consistent resources and gems that will help you get other cookies to those levels too. So pick the team that makes sense to you. I'm focusing on my guild battle team, which is the 5 up there, but I am also putting the other PvP metas in my slots down below so that they can get up, and I can change them out. That's the nice thing. I can hit remove. It takes 5 days to remove them. If you have the speed ups to pass that, or you want to use the gems, you can do so, but it does take 5 days. And so I had accidentally put one that I didn't think about, and that's why I'm removing this one. And I was like, well, I don't really know. I jumped the gun on that slot, but that's okay. Removable. It's easy to fix. It's a 5-day thing. I'm not terribly worried about it, but I am going to unlock more. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, the statue here. A lot of the calculations happen pre-stats, so they happen with bonds. The lab upgrades happen with your base stats. Things are calculated at earlier points. The statue upgrades, they're different. Anything that you have on the stats with your bonds and your lab upgrades, they're going to be calculated first. Then the statue is going to add a percentage on top of those. So, all cookies attack 3.4% at level 25. That's going to be after my bonds have been added, my lab upgrades have been added, and all of that, and even the monuments. But it doesn't count against toppings, of course, because it's not going to adjust toppings. That's its own final calculation, if that makes sense. So the statue is very, very important because even though it says only 3.4%, that gave about 5,000 to 6,000 attack to some of my level 70 cookies, just by that being there alone. So that's almost like a 10 to 12% increase at a base stat level, which is pretty good. So this is something highly, highly recommend leveling as much as you can. As you can see here, the total level of all your cookies is whatever that number is. And then to level up the statue, you need a total level of this. Special cookies do not count. Sonic, Tails, no matter their level, they will not count. So please consider that. And once you have that total level requirement, you can level this up further. I do think that this is going to be like a no maximum cap as of right now, because every time a new cookie comes out, you get more additional total level cookies. So that means you have a higher buffer to level this up even further. And I think this is a permanent currency with the Radiant Shards, so I think that that's another reason why this is just going to keep upping and upping. And so this is going to produce higher speeds, production, better coins for your tree, and overall better stats for your cookies. So let me know in the feedback in the comments if you have any thoughts, any opinions on anything I've discussed, anything of the update that you want to talk about. I'd love to hear it. Either way, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.